Corpsman, soldier down. Navy SEAL Petty Officer Marcus Reid sprints across the kill zone, bullets everywhere, explosions, chaos. A female soldier down, blood pooling, critical wounds. Marcus slides next to her, starts trauma assessment. Gunshot wounds, multiple, arterial bleeding. Stay with me, I got you. Then he sees it, the patch on her shoulder. Special unit insignia, one he recognizes instantly. His hands freeze, face goes wide. Number, no number. The woman looks up at him through pain. Marcus, he knows that voice, hasn't heard it in 7 years. Lieutenant Sarah Mitchell, Delta Force, his wife, his dead wife. You died. Afghanistan. 2017. I buried you. She coughs blood. Faked. My death. Classified op. Marcus's mind shatters. 7 years of grief. 7 years of survivor's guilt. 7 years believing his wife died while he was on a different mission. She's alive, bleeding out in front of him. Marcus. Treatment. Now, his training kicks in, hands moving, pressure on wounds, tourniquets, hemostatic gauze, working on autopilot while his brain screams, why would you fake your death? Deep cover, couldn't tell anyone, I'm your husband, especially you. But here's what's happening that Marcus doesn't process yet. Sarah's wounds are critical. Severed femoral artery, punctured lung, massive blood loss. She has maybe 3 minutes without immediate intervention. Marcus knows this, trained for this, done this 100 times, but never on someone he loved, someone he mourned, someone who just rose from the dead. His hands shake. The professional combat medic is gone, just a husband watching his wife die again. Marcus. Focus. Or I die. For real, that snaps him back. Training overrides emotion. He works faster, better. Every technique he knows. Tourniquet applied, bleeding slowed, chest seal on the lung wound. 4 started, fluid resuscitation beginning. Medivac, I need immediate medivac. 3 minutes out. Someone yells back, 3 minutes. Sarah's vitals are dropping, blood pressure critical. She's going into hypovolemic shock. Marcus does what SEALs do, refuses to accept defeat. You stayed dead for 7 years, you're not dying now. He works, hands steady now, professional, using every second of his medical training, every trick learned from too many casualties. Sarah's pulse weakens, eyes losing focus. Stay with me, Sarah. That's an order. You don't outrank me, she whispers. I'm your husband. That outranks everyone. But here's what makes this impossible. Sarah's blood type is O negative, universal donor, which means she can only receive O negative blood. The medivac won't arrive with the right type. Marcus checks his dog tags. A positive, wrong type. He looks around. Anyone here O negative? Silence. Wrong moment, wrong place, wrong blood types. Sarah's dying because Marcus can't give her his blood. God damn it. He slams his fist into the sand. Then movement. Another soldier crawls over. Female. African American. Wounded but mobile. I'm O negative, she says. Marcus doesn't ask questions. Sets up field transfusion. Direct arm-to-arm. Combat emergency procedure. Dangerous but necessary. The other soldier, Corporal Jackson, lies next to Sarah. How much do you need? As much as you can give. Then take it. For 2 minutes, Jackson's blood flows into Sarah's veins, buying time, buying life. Sarah's pulse strengthens, color returns slightly, eyes focus. The helicopter arrives, rotor wash covering everything in sand. Medics jump out, critical GSW, femoral artery, punctured lung, massive blood loss. She's had field transfusion and hemostatic intervention. They load Sarah. Marcus tries to climb in. Sir, we're at capacity. That's my wife. The flight medic sees his face, steps aside. Get in. During the 20-minute flight, Marcus never stops working, monitoring vitals, adjusting for flow, maintaining pressure on wounds. Sarah drifts in and out. Marcus. 7 years later. Stay alive first. Had to protect you. From what? From being targeted. Because of me. Here's what Sarah reveals in fragments. Her Delta Force unit discovered a terrorist cell planning attacks on military families, specifically targeting spouses of special operations personnel. Sarah's name was on the list, along with Marcus's. The only way to protect him was to disappear, make everyone believe she was dead, including Marcus. You let me think. You let me mourn, to keep you alive. I would have rather died than spend 7 years without you. That's why I couldn't tell you. They reached the field hospital. Surgical team waiting. Sarah's rushed into OR. Marcus is stopped at the door. Sir, you need to wait outside. I'm a trained medical. You're also her husband. You can't be objective. We've got her. For 6 hours, Marcus sits outside that door, still covered in her blood, still processing impossible reality. His wife, alive, maybe dying anyway. Corporal Jackson finds him, bandaged, arm wrapped from the blood donation. She gonna make it? I don't know. Jackson sits next to him. 7 years is a long time to believe someone's dead. 7 years is a long time to lie to someone you love. She did it to protect you. She did it without asking if I wanted to be protected. But here's what Marcus doesn't know yet. The surgeon emerges. She's stable, critical but stable. Next 48 hours will tell us if she pulls through. Can I see her? Brief visit. She's sedated. Marcus enters ICU. Sarah's connected to every monitor. Ventilator breathing for her, but alive. He takes her hand. You don't get to die. Not after making me think you were dead for 7 years. You owe me at least 7 more. 3 days later, Sarah wakes. Marcus is there. Hasn't left. You look terrible, she whispers. You look alive. Thanks to you. Thanks to Corporal Jackson. Her blood, not mine. Sarah manages a weak smile. Always been bad at accepting help. You've been bad at a lot of things, like staying dead. Here's where the truth comes out. Over the next week, as Sarah recovers, she explains everything. The terrorist cell, the kill list, the decision to fake her death. I watched my own funeral on video, she says. Saw you carrying my casket. Broke me. But not enough to tell me the truth. If I told you, you would have tried to find me. That would have exposed the operation and gotten us both killed. So you chose the mission over our marriage. I chose your life over my happiness. Marcus processes this. 7 years of anger. 7 years of grief. 7 years of survivor's guilt. All built on a lie meant to protect him. What happens now? He asks. Now, I'm discharged. Medical retirement. The operation is over anyway. The cell was eliminated 2 years ago. And you stayed dead another 2 years because I didn't know how to come back. Didn't know if you'd moved on. Didn't know if you'd forgive me. Here's what Marcus reveals. I never moved on. Never dated. Never took off my ring. Spent 7 years thinking I failed to protect you. You didn't fail. I know that now. But I didn't know that for 7 years. 7 years of blaming myself for being on a different mission when you died. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix 7 years. But what happens next changes everything. 2 weeks later, Sarah is released from medical. Marcus helps her to his car. They drive in silence. She notices they're not going to her temporary housing. Where are we going? Home. Marcus, I don't have a home anymore. Officially, I don't exist. You have our home. I never sold it, never moved, kept everything exactly like you left it. He pulls up to their house, the one they bought together 8 years ago, before Afghanistan, before death, before lies. I kept it as a memorial, Marcus says. Turns out I was keeping it as a waiting room. They enter. Everything is preserved. Sarah's photos on the walls, her books on the shelves, her coffee mug on the kitchen counter. You've been living in a museum, she says. I've been living in hope. Here's where they face the impossible question. Can we fix this? Sarah asks. Can we fix 7 years of lies? Marcus looks at her, at the woman he loved, lost, found again. I don't know, but I know you don't get to die without us trying. 3 months later, they're in couples therapy, working through trauma. His, hers, theirs. You're both dealing with survivor's guilt. The therapist explains. Sarah feels guilty for lying. Marcus feels guilty for grieving. Both of you feel responsible for pain neither of you could control. Progress is slow. Arguments happen. Old wounds reopened. New wounds created. But slowly, impossibly, they heal. 6 months after Sarah's resurrection, Marcus takes her to the cemetery, to her grave. That's weird, She says, "You want to know what's weirder? I used to talk to you here, tell you about my day, ask your advice. What did I say? You told me to keep living, keep serving, keep being the man you married." Good advice from a dead woman. They stand there, looking at her tombstone. Sarah Mitchell, beloved wife. 1989 to 2017. "We should probably get his removed," Sarah says. Number, "Leave it." Why? Because that woman did die. The woman who thought she could protect everyone by lying. She's gone. You're someone different now. Here's what you need to understand about resurrection. You can't come back as the same person. Death changes you, even fake death. Sarah isn't the woman who laughed. Marcus isn't the man who buried her. They're both different, shaped by impossible grief and impossible lies, but maybe different can work together. 1 year later, Sarah returns to work. Not Delta Force instructor, teaching special operations personnel about deep cover operations and their psychological cost. "My name is Sarah Mitchell. 7 years ago, I faked my death to protect my husband. Today, I'm going to teach you why that was both necessary and catastrophic." She doesn't hide what happened. Uses it as a case study. Shows the cost of lies, even ones meant to protect. Marcus watches from the back of the room. Still processing. Still healing. Still married. After class, a young operator approaches her. "Ma'am, if you had to do it again, would you?" Sarah looks at Marcus. "If I had to do it again, I'd tell him the truth. Trust him to handle it. Trust us to survive it together. Even if it put him at risk, especially then. Because living together in danger is better than living apart in safety." Remember Sarah and Marcus Mitchell when you encounter impossible choices. When protection requires sacrifice. When love demands truth even when truth is dangerous. Real warriors don't protect people by lying to them. They protect people by trusting them with hard truths. Sarah's resurrection didn't fix their marriage. It transformed it, from something built on certainty to something built on choosing each other despite impossible circumstances, with scars that remind them both. Sometimes the hardest wounds to treat are the ones you can't see, and sometimes the only way to truly save someone is to trust them to save themselves.